Well, hello, my Leo friends. This is your monthly astrological forecast for September 2016. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get started, very briefly, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a very generalized horoscope for anyone born under the sun, moon, or rising / ascendant sign. They're the same thing. In the sign of Leo. So if you know that you're a Leo because you were born in August or July, this is for you. But also, don't forget, you have a whole entire chart to look at when it comes to your astrological profile. Okay, you're not just one sign. So you can look up your birth chart and find out what is your moon sign, what is your rising sign. You can know your rising sign if you have your time of birth only. There's a link below to where you can look your chart up. And also, if you would like a reading for me to interpret your whole chart and tell you what it says about you, your personality, your life path, your love life, career, all of those things, I can definitely do that for you. So there's also information below to where you can click on the link and schedule a reading with me. All right, now on to your general forecast for September. My Leo people, you are going to continue to have a big focus this month on earning money. The money that you earn, the resources that you use, how you spend, how you budget, how you save, all of those things. And also, you're going to have a lot of things to do with communication that are going to be very important happening this month. It's going to be a lot of focus on your day-to-day activities, the people that you chat with every day, and you're going to be quite the busybody. So let me break down the energies in detail and explain why this is. So first of all, the sun still continues to be in the sign of Virgo through the 22nd of September. This is the second sign from Leo, so this is your second house. Second house is the money that you earn from working. This is the money that you spend, the money that you budget. As I mentioned, it's also the resources that you use. That means water, electricity, food, gas, all of those things are ruled by the second house. It's also your value and worth when it comes to just the material world in general and yourself. So the sun, wherever it travels, wherever it transits, it highlights that area and brings things more to the forefront, makes them more in the clear and in the light, you know, and within your vision for you. So these continue to be a focus for you this month. This can be a time where a lot of my Leos are seeking out employment, like new employment, like getting a new job or maybe getting a second job. Some secondary income is possible. Mercury continues to be in the sign of Virgo this whole month in your second house as well, but it is retrograde. It's retrograde the whole entire month because people will tell you, oh, the retrograde period, it ends on the 22nd. But they're leaving out the fact that Mercury will still be in its shadow period for 2 more weeks after that. So that includes the last part of September, okay? So pretty much count Mercury as being retrograde this whole month. What that means for you guys is going back over some things when it comes to your financial matters. This can mean restructuring your budget. This can mean going over every single bill, Leo. I know you guys love to live life to the fullest and do it big and everything and spectacular, but this is a time that can be kind of less fun for Leos in a way, you know, because you have to really count your pennies. You got to like count them one by one. You got to go through all your bank statements, your bank records. You got to go through all of those bills. And actually, because it's retrograde Mercury, it can bring things back to you. That means if there's some bills that you missed for some reason, they're going to come back to you, okay? If there are maybe something that you thought you didn't have to pay for or that you thought was paid off, don't be surprised if you get a bill in the mail that pops up, Leo, this month. It's going to be like, Leo, you forgot to pay this. Oh my gosh, really? So you're really going to have to work very hard on your finances this month. With Mercury being retrograde, it can make things a little backwards as far as communication and thinking. So be very, very careful with anything that you're doing in the present time to budget your money as well and to deal with your finances. You're going to have to work extra hard to make sure that those auto pays are set up, like that they're still set up. You're going to have to work extra hard to make sure that you're not skipping anything. No half-stepping when it comes to those bills this month, Leo. There's also a new moon starting at the very beginning of September on the 1st. It happens in the same area for you in the second house. I will go into more detail about that at the end of the horoscope, But just know that that is going to bring a new beginning to the way that you balance your money, spend your money, and earn your money as well. There's going to be a lot of energy shifting into Libra this month. Actually, Venus has been in Libra since the end of August, continues to be there till the 23rd of September. Libra is the third sign from you guys, Leo, so this is counted as what we call your third house. Your third house deals with communication. It deals with running a lot of errands, doing a lot of little things here and there. It's a very busybody energy. It's a very quick moving energy. It's kind of just like doing things and then on to the next thing, on to the next thing. It can make you kind of easily bored in a way. Now, Venus being here and in Libra, Libra is a sign that is ruled by Venus. Venus rules relationships and love and romance. Libra represents relationships, one-to-one relationships. So, being in his home sign, this is a great time for everybody, pretty much, for love and relationships, romance. So for you guys in particular, Leo, with it being in your third house, I would say this is a good time if you're single to kind of play the field and to not be bored and not be stuck in one spot with one person if that's what you are looking for with your lifestyle. So it's a great time to just go out to the bar, chat it up with people, go out to clubs, go out to all these little places and just meet people, get their phone number, and it's very casual, very surface level. It's not like really getting to know someone on a deep level and soul bonding and stuff. That's like more like the 7th house and 8th house, which will be like way later on this year for you guys. But it's more about the fun and friendly and like small talk and casual, you know. So Venus in the third is a really fun time for dating. I will warn you guys, you can get very easily bored, okay? Very easily bored with dating this month. You can be like very quick to drop somebody. Like if they start getting too clingy, you will really feel like, they have to go. No stage 5 clingers up in my life right now. I'm trying to have fun. If you're a Leo that's already in a relationship, Venus transiting your third house is a really fun time to spend with your significant other, to get out and try new things, because that's what the third house is about. You try this, you try that, you try this, you try that. You bounce around all over the place. There's an old saying that says, oh, you have a finger in every pie. That's like you trying all these different things. So try new things together to get that spark back in your relationship. This is the time to do so. Also, I will warn you that the boredom thing in relationships can happen if you're still in a relationship, also with Venus in your third house. So do whatever you guys can to keep that spark there and to stop the boredom, okay? To keep the boredom away so that neither one of you are straying. It can more than likely be you, Leo, that strays and that feels like bouncing around and like, I just need to do something different. I need something new. If your partner is more like stagnant. So I will warn you of that. But be very, very mindful and work hard to just bring a lot of newness and like a new spark into your relationship. So Venus will come in an opposition with Uranus. Uranus is in your 9th house. So Venus in the third, in opposition, speaking to in a challenging way to Uranus in the 9th house. This is even more of an energy that can cause someone to be very bored and want something random and spontaneous when it comes to love. So Uranus is a planet that rules the unexpected. It rules the outside the box, the unusual. It's like a zap of electricity. Okay, so Uranus is going to be zapping Venus with electricity and challenging Venus. So if you are in a relationship around the 18th, you really need to watch yourself, Leo, okay? Because you may meet somebody when you're out here and there, just running errands or out with your friends, you know, doing your thing without your significant other. And then Uranus being in the 9th house of foreign, what's foreign to you, what is like from a far distant land. I don't know, some of my Leos might meet somebody different, somebody that is totally different from the partner that they're already with, somebody foreign from another country, somebody that's exciting and just zaps you with this energy where you feel these sparks all of a sudden and you have like something going on with them, you know. So if you're in a relationship, you need to watch that. This is around the 18th that this exact opposition happens. But if you are single, this may not be so bad. This can be challenging you to date outside of the normal people that you usually date, and it can be very adventurous for you. So on the 9th, Jupiter moves into Libra. This is your 3rd house as well. So Jupiter is It rules expansion. It rules, things that are like the higher minded goals, traveling long distances. And with it coming into your third house, the third house is the opposite of Jupiter energy. It's more like surface level, day to day, which you already are used to, or trying new and different little things here and there, learning little skills. It's like reading a bunch of books that are like not very long, with the chapters, and just flipping through them, going back and forth with different stuff. Jupiter is more of like higher minded, like really putting your mind to the test, okay? Really expanding and broadening your horizons up here. And it's also far away travel, okay? Whereas the third house is like you're around your town, your city, your state. Jupiter is all about like branching out into the world, like the world belongs to you. So with the third house ruling your mentality, the way that you communicate, your logical thinking and processes of thinking, it's going to be even broadened and expanded even more, okay? So this can be a year because Jupiter moves into Libra this year in September, and it's going to be there in the same sign until next September, okay? So for this whole year, this is a time where my Libras can really dive into broadening your horizons when it comes to education as well. Maybe go back to school, maybe go to a certain trade school to learn a new skill, but something that's going to push you out there even further when it comes to your goals, like your big goals, like career goals, or even just like the enjoyment of life, like a really fulfilling life experience, okay? You can really crave those even more at this time and really appreciate what this whole entire world has to offer versus just your little bubble that you live in, okay? So this is a really fun time. It could be a very fun time. On the negative side, this can make my Leos come off as even more of know-it-alls that can get on people's nerves, okay? So really try not to use that energy for that, because the third house and Jupiter are all about absorbing information, lots of information. And with Jupiter, Jupiter is like a teacher or guru type of energy, so it's going to want to regurgitate out and teach everyone. And you can come across as like preachy to people, okay, for the next year. So really, really be careful with that. People might be annoyed, but if you are trying to become skilled in something to where you can teach other people and give that information back, and it's going to be appreciated and it's appropriate to do so, then this is the year for you guys. On the 22nd, the sun moves into Libra, into your third house, even enhancing that energy so much more, of broadening your mind, like using your mind, the skills of your mind and your hands a lot more. Around the 26th, the sun and Jupiter will come together in the third house. And the sun is a very happy, positive energy. And the sun is your ruling planet. I know it's not a planet if you want to get super technical and nerdy, okay? But in astrology, we label all the celestial bodies up there planets just to shortcut and, include all of them all in one group. So the sun rules Leo. When your ruling planet comes in contact with Jupiter, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. This could be a really, really happy-go-lucky time for you. A time of abundance, a time of really, really expanding your life in positive ways. Now, the negative side to the sun and Jupiter together is overdoing it, okay? And overdoing it like with really feeling so abundant that you just kind of don't pay attention to the small details that are important and you skip over them. Now, remember, Mercury is still retrograde and at the end of the month still in shadow, okay? So if you skip over details because you're just living it up so grandly, right? Mercury retrograde is going to bring that right back to you and be like, yo, Leo, check this out. You skipped over this, and this. So I'm going to have to bring this to the forefront and you're going to have to face the facts. Oh, speaking of fiery planets like your ruling planet, the other fireball up there, Mars. Mars continues to be in the sign of Sagittarius through the end of this month. For you guys, this is your fifth house of fun and romance. And if you are trying to build a business from scratch that's all yours, this is also what the fifth house rules. So Mars is around the same degree as Saturn. Saturn's been hanging out in your fifth house since the end of 2015. Okay, my Leos, you guys are all about fun. You're all about creativity. You're all about getting out there and just enjoying life and being admired and all this stuff, right? Now, a little tiny bit of an astrology lesson here. Leo, on the general zodiac wheel, you guys are the fifth sign, okay? So anytime anybody talks about the fifth house, it's a similar energy to yours, to Leo. Now, for you guys, the fifth sign from you guys is Sagittarius, right? So anytime there's activity going on in Sagittarius, that's going to bring about more Leo-like life themes for you guys with Leo rules, which is matters of the heart, matters of romance, children, anything that really brings great joy to your life, admiration, which can include like self-esteem, also creativity, okay? So with Saturn represents restriction and discipline and taking life seriously and doing things step by step by the book, okay? So you guys have maybe had your fun restricted. Maybe some of you have actually had children, you know, in the last almost a year, because children bring great responsibility, okay? And they can kind of stunt your fun in life if you have babies, like little tiny children that really, really need you. So some of my Leos could have had children, or maybe your children that you already have can need you so much more. They need more of your time, your discipline. They just need you a lot more, and they're a lot more responsibility for you. So your fun could have been restricted, okay? Now, Mars, back to Mars again. Mars is meeting with Saturn this month, in the beginning of the month. So what Mars represents is action and aggression, okay? Mars is all about drive and physically like getting out there and doing stuff. And the fifth house also rules like the hobbies and activities that you have, that you do for fun. So it can be that you guys have had to put more of a serious emphasis on something creative or like a hobby that you do for fun, and maybe start turning it into a business. Or it can be maybe you like sports, right? And you like to actually perform in sports. Well, maybe it's just getting a lot harder for you. Like your coaches are putting more pressure on you. Maybe you've had some injuries, especially with Saturn and Mars coming together. There is a risk of injury there with sports, so be very careful of that if that's something that is you're involved with in your life. But on the positive side, this can help you out if you are trying to build a business, trying to build a creative business of your own, to put more action and drive and initiative into building. It can be a little bit frustrating at times because Mars is like so energetic, right? It's like go, 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 action before thought. Saturn is the opposite. He's like slow but sure, and he's like, hold on, let's plan, let's process, let's think before we do. So the two are coming together, and they're like, like really, really like butting heads sometimes. But use the energy of those two planets to work together to really, really build something in your life, whether that is with business, whether that is with creative hobbies, whether that is with your children. Implement more structure and discipline into their lives to enhance your lives so much more. On the 27th, Mars will move into the sign of Capricorn. This is your sixth house. Now, this is the end of the month, so this energy is going to continue through the beginning of October, and we will talk more about that when I do your October forecast. But Mars going into your sixth house, this is a time where you need to watch out for a few things. I'll just give you a preview of that, okay? So this can be a time where you are going to be putting in more overtime at work, whether you initiate that or not, okay? You're going to be called to action in the workplace, in the work environment. This could be a time where maybe you have been slacking on working out and taking care of your body and exercising, Leo, but Mars going into your sixth house, this is a time to take advantage of doing just that, okay? Getting back to the gym, getting back to walking, exercising, working out. Mars in the sixth will help you with that. Since Mars can rule kind of like inflammatory illnesses or ailments, and the sixth house rules your health as well, I would say to be careful and be mindful of the fact, leave me alone, that you can have some inflammatory things come about once Mars moves into that area of your life. Okay, so there are some natural remedies. I'm not like a doctor or anything, but I do study natural remedies a lot. And try some anti-inflammatory, maybe supplements or herbs or spices like turmeric. Turmeric milk is said to be anti-inflammatory, so that might be something that you want to try to ingest once Mars goes into your sixth house to avoid those ailments. Oh, how can I forget? I almost forgot about Venus changing signs. Venus changes signs and goes into Scorpio on the 23rd. For my Leos, this is your fourth house of home and family life and emotional well-being and the soul and the roots. Okay, Leos, you guys are family-oriented people, just generally speaking about the energy of Leo. Usually very family-oriented. Like being around kids and fun and family, and you will defend your family to the very end, right? So Venus is a very, very beneficial energy. It's all about enjoyment and pleasure and fun and just being happy. So with it going into your fourth house of home and family, this could be a time where my Leos might feel more like decorating your house or inviting more family over, cooking a lot more. This could be a time where if you're trying to watch your figure, Leo, especially with Mars moving into your sixth, Venus rules like enjoyment of foods, okay? And the fourth house rules like rich foods, home cooked meals, like the foods of your home country of origin, if that applies to you, or of mom and dad and those old family recipes, which a lot of times can be like filled with like butter and carbs and fat and sugar, but it's so good, right? So you can be craving a lot more of that stuff. So I would say watch yourself with those foods once Venus moves into the fourth house. But it is an excellent time to enjoy with your family, or if it's not blood family that you're close to, it could be anybody that you consider family and close to the heart. If you're in a relationship with which Venus rules, when Venus moves into your fourth house, this could be a time to be a lot more cozy with your partner, a lot more Netflix and chill nights, a lot more nights just cooking for each other and enjoying some good foods, being a little bit more private within your relationships. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the moons, the lunar events this month. Every month we have these lunar events that are a new moon and a full moon. This month is different, however. It's very eventful, super eventful. Okay, so on the 1st, we have a new moon. This is when the sun and moon come together in the same sign, in the same degree. And what they do is they birth something new. They might have to clear your pathway, clear something out of your life to welcome in something brand new for you. The effects usually last month to month, from one new moon to the next new moon the next month. But this month, it's a solar eclipse. Now, this is happening in the sign of Virgo. It's at 9 degrees Virgo. So wherever that lands in your chart, it's going to affect you. But generally speaking, by sign, it's the second house for you guys, which is your finances. Okay, so this is also in a conjunction with the North Node. The North Node is not a planet. It's a point in a chart that accelerates whatever comes near it, right? Sends it north, which is up. So this can accelerate your finances. Earning money. This could be a new beginning. This could be a new job, a new second job, a new way that you can earn money. This is great news for my Leos that are really, really trying to step it up in the financial area. This can also bring about a little more materialism, just being honest, all this energy in your second house at the beginning of the month, which can make you want to spend more money, okay? So if you're not living a lifestyle to where that is permissible or something that you can kind of get away with doing and not worry about it replenishing, then hey, live it up, my Leos. But if you are trying to budget, if you're like a regular Joe Schmo working a 9 to 5, you need to really be careful with this energy. It can cause you to like want to accumulate all these new material items and goods and feel like, oh my gosh, I need this, I need that. But really what you need to do is take a look around and figure out wants versus needs. That's something that's great to manifest during the new moon solar eclipse. Especially because this new moon is in opposition to Neptune. Neptune rules losses on the negative side because it's like losing touch with reality. Okay, so you can kind of lose touch with reality when it comes to your finances. So the full moon eclipse happens in the sign of Pisces, 24 degrees Pisces. This is in your 8th house. The 8th house is opposite of the second because when a full moon happens, this is when the sun is in one sign and the moon is in another, and they are in the same degree, and they send this opposing energy back and forth, and they have this like really kind of challenging conversation with one another that's kind of a push and pull, a tug of war. It's like the moon is here, which is emotional, right? And it's like the 8th house has to deal with money that you don't earn from a job. It's money that you get maybe from the government, maybe from family, maybe from insurance or taxes or inheritances, maybe from child support, or if you are in a business that you work with other people or you own with other people, the 8th house is the income that you get earning with other people in that way. So there is an opposition there, a challenge there. The 8th house also rules codependency when it comes to money. I have seen so many people with a lot of 8th house energy in their birth chart depend on family a little too much when it comes to money, when it comes to support, financial and emotional support. They get really needy with that, you know? So this could be challenging you if this is something that applies to you, if you've been too needy with family, if you've been too dependent on another person or the government for money. This is going to challenge you, Leos, to finally get yourself a job, get yourself to be independent when it comes to earning money. Start saving your money instead of like wasting it, or always saying, oh, woe is me, I never have money, somebody come save me and help me. You're going to be challenged this month if that is the case for you. This is an eclipse. The effects of eclipses can last up to 6 months, so it's not like something's going to pop up the day of the eclipse on the 16th, but it can. But it's not guaranteed. It can be just like I said, within the next 6 months, something is going to come up, and this eclipse is going to trigger that. We also have a second new moon this month. So there's usually only one of each, but this month there's 2 new moons. The last one is going to be on the 30th. It's going to be in the sign of Libra at 8 degrees Libra, I believe. And this is happening in your 3rd house, a new beginning in your 3rd house. This is in conjunction with Jupiter, which is awesome energy. Okay, so this is a new beginning when it comes to communication, when it comes to the skills that you learn. So this can be a time where my Libras definitely initiate a change when it comes to their education, for example. This could be a time to initiate starting school. Okay, I know school usually starts in like August, September for some people, and this is September 30th. But this could be a time to really initiate something. And this is a new moon that's going to last, from September to October as far as the effects. So really, really manifest that in a positive way for you guys. The 3rd house is also short distance travel. So this can be like a new vehicle for you guys. It rules communication and the devices that you use for that. So this can mean a new phone for my Leos. So maybe during Mercury retrograde, your phone broke, okay, or your car broke down. So around the 30th, great time, new moon and Jupiter together in your 3rd to get something brand new to bring a lot more joy into your life. All right, last but not least, let's do some cards. Let's pull some cards. This month I'm going to pull 3 cards for you guys. One for the full moon eclipse, one for the new moon eclipse, and one for just overall the month of September. What is the message for Leos in particular? And these are angel tarot cards that I'm going to pull. So I'm going to go shuffle, pull your cards, and be right back. All right, Leo, so these are the cards that I pulled for you guys for September. The first one for the new moon eclipse that happened on the 1st of September that I pulled for you guys is the 8 of Fire. Don't mind my chipped nail polish. I know you guys probably noticed that. But anyway, the message on the card says, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening all at once. So the first thing I noticed is the biggest wand in the middle. And in the center of it is a jewel, I believe it is, that is like a fiery orange color that reminds me of one of the colors that represent Leo. And it's also a color that reminds me of the sacral chakra, which is the 2nd one. It rules enjoyment and pleasure. Emotions are involved with the sacral chakra. Creativity also, just feeling confident enough to be creative and things like that. So this card, look, if you see the other ones, they're like, some are going in that direction, some are whizzing and flying around. It's kind of busy as far as the wands in this card. But what this tells me is, since this is happening in your 2nd house of earned income, you're up for more. And also, like, it's not just earned income, it's also like enjoyment of the material world. You are up for more enjoyment of the material world with this new moon eclipse, okay? Now, things happening at a fast pace. This new moon is in a conjunction with the North Node, which accelerates things. So this can accelerate your feelings of want for the material world, which can do a couple of things for you. It can either make you spend more money, or it can make you want so much in the material world that you actually go after it even more and work even harder for it. So you go out and you find yourself a second job, you find yourself a new job. But I would say just be careful, because look at all this like evidence of like so much going on at one time. So don't be too materialistic, because the North Node, which is also called Rahu, is an influence that can be a little bit like bring a loss of control. Like you're just kind of really, really have a desire for things that's insatiable. So you want to be careful with that. But this is a good time. This is a sign, because it's an 8 card, which is a card. 8 is a number in numerology of power, like financial power. So you can be very financially powerful and abundant with this solar eclipse new moon, especially because this stone is like such a fiery energy. So you could be such the go-getter this month. Just try not to burn yourself out, Leo. So the second card that I came up with, it is for the full moon eclipse on the 16th in the sign of Pisces. The 9 of fire. The message on the card says, don't give up, protect that which you've created, have courage, and believe in yourself. So check it out. Look at this beautiful young lady. Look at her face. She is fierce. Wow, she is like fiercely protective of what she has. Notice the wand in her hand. The color of it is the color of the solar plexus, which also is like a similar energy to Leo as well. This color is like the color of the sun. And the solar plexus, it rules like confidence and things like that. So, and the ability to just like shine out there, which Leo, you guys rule that as well. Now, the area of life that this is happening in, it deals with like emotional stuff, you know, like really deeply emotional stuff and financial stuff to do with other people, joint things with other people. It can be that a situation comes up, especially with family, because this is a moon we're talking about here, where there may be some disagreements over some financial stuff, maybe even some inheritances of property or money. You know, there can be some disagreements. So protect what's yours, okay? This is really asking you to protect what's yours. And the fact that this dragon looks to be on her side and behind her, and the dragon has the same color wand that she has. So he's like, I got you, you know, I'm with you. So this is joint together, okay? And this is happening in an area for you that has to do with joint finances. So you may have to work together with another person, whether a partner, significant other, or someone else, with protecting what it is that you have, you know. And just like the card says, have courage and believe in yourself. Leo, you guys are the lion that has the courage in the zodiac. So your courage will be tested, okay? So just be prepared for that. But look at her face. That is you right there, Leo. Just really stand your ground. Now, the last card I pulled is for the full month of September, the whole overall message for you guys. And this is the 10 of Earth. It says a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Now, what comes to mind for me is Jupiter going into Libra. For you guys, this is in an area of life that rules your mind, the lower mind, but Jupiter is the higher mind. So it's like the higher mind meets the lower mind for you guys this month and for a whole year. So the way that you think can be much more abundant up there in your mind. I mean, look at these fairies, okay? These angels, they have this lush green around them. Look at the purple mountain back there. Oh, and that sunset. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I wish I could jump into this card, don't you? And then they're playing with children. And Leo, you guys are so childlike and fun, and you love children yourself. So this is a time where you can really start in September, start finding what it is that really makes you happy in this way. Finding magic in the little things in life. Yes, Leo, yes. The little things in life. And energy happening in your second house of the material world can help you to find that, you know. But don't forget, there's also, you know, emotional well-being that you need to have as well. Excuse me. So the children playing here really stands out to me for you guys, because this is your type of energy right here. So it looks like in September you guys are going to start having more of that, even though there's hard work to do, even though there may be some emotional stuff that comes up. Don't forget to look around you and just enjoy the blessings that you have and be very grateful and have some fun. Hello, Leo. All right, Leo, that was it for your monthly forecast for September. I hope it was insightful and helpful. I apologize for being so long, but there's just so many events happening this month that are important for you guys to know. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see your monthly forecast every single month from me, because I will always be here to do them. And don't forget, look down below in the description box to where you can schedule a reading with me. I would love to do a reading for you and help you out with some insight and some clarity in any area of life. All right? Well, enjoy your month. I will see you guys in October. Peace.